Now, in looking at this sheet again, I want you to see why I played the song Do the Hustle. We are, instead of doing the hustle, we are going to do the Frampo. So I need you to be sure that in each question that you attempt, you're looking for these 6 items. You're looking for the form, and that was here in the green, the form, and that was a speech. You're looking for the role. Who are you supposed to be as you write? And on this one, it was the teenager. And in that, you have to talk as if you were a teenager, or you have to write as if you were a teenager. Your A is your audience. On this one, your audience was an audience of young people. If you were speaking to an audience of young people, you would not need to use some sort of advanced language. You would try to speak in a tone and a register, which is your level of formality. You would need to speak in a tone that young people could understand. Your material is your M. Your material will always be your 3 bullet points. That's the way they lay these questions out every time. And you need to talk or write about each thing that they list. And sometimes each bullet point will have 2 parts. So you need to be sure that you're covering everything. On the mark scheme for this question, they have it listed out. Did you talk about this? Did you talk about this? Did you talk about this? So you have to be able to cover that. Also, if you're having to write 200 to 300 words, this gives you enough material and ideas of things to talk about. You just have to remember to talk about these things as if you were the teenager and as if you were speaking to an audience of young people. And I keep saying speaking because you're writing a speech. Okay? Your purpose is your P. That's your purpose. What are you trying to do in this one? Talk about how community service helped you change your life. That's the point you're trying to get across. As you're trying to get that point across, what are you trying to tell them? As you're trying to get your point across, you need to cover these. So those 2 things kind of tie in together. And then your O is your opening. They give you word for word what to start out with. You need to be sure that when you answer a question 1, that you're starting out with what they tell you to start out with. It gives you a jumping off point. It lets you get started speaking and gives you a way to let your writing flow. If I were an examiner, the first thing that I would look at is, did the people use the opening that they were told to use? It's a simple thing to do. That's why you need to remember your Frampo. Okay, do the Frampo. Look for your form, role, audience, material, purpose, opening. Another way to look at that is to look at an actual exam. And that's what you'll be doing next, is you're going to be looking for the Frampo in every sample test. You are not going to be answering any of this down here at the bottom. All I'm looking for you to be able to do is, can you dissect this question and find the Frampo? Because if you can find the Frampo, you can answer this question.